I'm going to show you a simple musical concept that you can use to create cool progressions. And that idea is called common tones. All common tones are just tones that are common between two or more chords. For example, let's look at this C major chord. And let's look at this G major chord. The common tone between those two chords is G. You see that note in both of those chords. So that's the whole idea. I like to think about common tones from the perspective of what are some chords that I can play that will allow my melody not to change. By doing this, the melody note is the common tone. Let's check out an example. In that progression, the common tone was C. You hear that note in all the chords. By utilizing this whole musical idea of common tones, it's creating this like sustaining effect, and it sounds really cool to me. I love using common tones in my progressions. Now you might be saying, all right, well, that's all good, but I'm kind of like in a place right now where I don't feel comfortable with playing, like transitioning between different chords. Like, how can I get better with doing that? Well, here's a exercise I like to use to just get more comfortable with playing around with different voicings and moving between different chords. What I like to do is pick a random melody note, let's say C, and then just pick a random bass note. It doesn't matter, just pick a random one. I'm gonna pick D flat. What you're gonna do is you're basically going to play a chord that consists of those two notes. The melody note is C, the bass note is D flat. So you're gonna have to play some notes in between those two notes. Well, a note that consists of D flat and C is D flat major 7. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna keep the melody note the same, but you're gonna move the bass note up a half step. Now you're gonna go to D. Now you're gonna say, what is a chord that consists of D and C? Well, there's a D minor 7, D dominant 7. You're gonna just keep going up the keyboard, keep the melody note the same, but keep moving the bass note up a half step. So now we have E flat, and you're just gonna keep going up the keyboard, playing chords that consist of those notes. And then when you get back to the note that you originally started on, you're gonna move the melody note up a half step. Now we're at D flat, and we're going to play a chord that consists of D flat and D flat. So you get the idea. Basically, you're going to keep the melody note the same, move the bass note up a half step until you get back to the original bass note that you was originally on. Then you're gonna move the melody note up a half step, and you're gonna repeat that process. By doing this, by going through all these different combinations, you're going to uncover some really cool sounding chords, and it's gonna allow you to develop this sense of playing common tone progressions. I love using that practice. I love using this exercise, and it allows me to extend my harmonic vocabulary. Let's check out another common tone progression. The common tone in that progression was D. Also, I was playing another common tone. Not sure if you picked up on it. I was also playing A in all the chords. But the most important common tone in this progression is D because you can hear it the easiest. Similar to the other progression, this progression feels like it's being sustained. Also at the same time, it feels like it's moving forward because I'm playing other chords. Common tones are a really cool way to create this unique blend of creating a progression that feels like it's moving, but also at the same time, it feels like it's just being sustained. Now, common tones are such a simple but effective way to create these amazing progressions. But if you want to learn some new ones extremely fast, I will watch this video.